Hello and welcome. It is 3:30. It is the 14th day of September 2021. I am the number one guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, and sports, the OGGM. Yes, the grumpy is gone. And you may be asking yourself why, but after the past couple weeks, I think it's fair to say I'm not as grumpy compared to a lot of others. So really, can I call myself your grumpy guide? How about just your guide? All right. So Witchlight is the gift that keeps on giving in regards to Dungeons and Dragons 5e shenanigans, and it could very well be my new favorite. Well, no, Tomb of Annihilations is going to be my favorite 5th edition adventure. This could be my second most favorite 5th edition source book adventure. It's kind of both. It's kind of both a source book and an adventure and a world. It's very weird. Everything about this is weird and interesting, and it's providing some very thought-provoking ideas, as well as just providing the goofiness of giving us stat blocks for 80 characters from the 80s like Warduke, and of course ripping the rug underneath the whole Tasha being the role model for the wokeness of D&D, and turns out, oh no, Tasha was evil all the time and everything she said was a lie. So, remember when alignment went away? Everybody remember that? I know I do, because I made a lot of vlogs about it and got a lot of shit about it, and a lot of people saying alignment being gone is a good thing, because now you can just run your character what you want. And Drow aren't evil, they're just misunderstood. Vampires aren't evil, they're just misunderstood. From now on, there's no more inherent good or evil in D&D. You just play your character whatever way you want. Yeah, remember about 2 adventures ago? Alignment went away, and we had 1 or 2 books, where there was no alignment. Wizards of the Coast said, we're not doing that anymore, because it's racist and prejudiced, and it impacts the ability for a player to play the character the way they want, because of these crutches that alignment gives you. Of course, we know from the 50 years history of the game, alignment doesn't mean much of anything, because a player is going to act the way they're going to act, and sometimes they'll do heroic good stuff, some they'll do horrible monster killing, murder, hobo, evil stuff. Alignment really doesn't mean anything. It never did. But Wizards of the Coast took it away. It's back. So if you're wondering what that blabbing was all about, alignment is back. Alignment is back in Witchlight. The monster stat blocks and the character stat blocks have alignment again. The Jabberwock is a chaotic evil, well, typically chaotic evil, huge dragon. Strongheart, the NPC paladin, is listed as lawful good. And my man Warduke is listed as chaotic evil, with a motivation, I just like to hit things with my sword. So, we took alignment away, we made all this hullabaloo of how the world of D&D is going to change because the way we perceive culture is different, and we shouldn't place this thing that says somebody can or can't do something, and there are no more inherent good or evil. Well, alignment is back. Once again, Wizards of the Coast is pulling the rug out under our feet and going, ha ha, remember what we said? We lied. Again, they seem to be doing a lot of that. And once again, when pondering the things that Wizards of the Coast, I guess I've got Halloween on my mind, Wizards of the Coast does, you can look at it from a couple different ways. Now, one way, and there's a very small percentage chance that this is the way, is everything is part of some well-cultivated plan, much the same way the MCU is plotted out, although lately there seems to be some holes in that theory, but much the same way the MCU is plotted out, and 2, 4, 7, 10 years advance, and has this epic timeline where everything slowly interacts. Everything Wizards of the Coast has been doing is all part of some complex plan that will eventually play itself out. So the reason why they're saying something and then going back on what they said much like when they said the thing about canon and then went back on what they said. There's actually a plot, a reason, a plan, and it's all going to make sense going into the 50th anniversary coming up. This is all part of some epic MCU-like plan. Then the second and much more larger percentage chance is that Wizards of the Coast has no idea what they're doing, which I think probably is the more likely reason that they say one thing and then 2 games next they say the other game. Now, time and time again, and I get shit for this, excuse my language, I sort of defend Wizards of the Coast, and I will continue to sort of defend them, which is that if you look at the choices Wizards of the Coast makes and take your emotion out of them and, ignore how they're written and just think about what went into them, 9 out of 10, they're good ideas. The intent was good. But as far back as 3.5, all of 4th edition, and most of 5th edition, there is a huge difference, as we've seen, from what they intend and what actually happens. So what they intended when they said alignment went away, as opposed to what actually happened when alignment went away, 2 different things. And as usual with Wizards of the Coast, the way they dealt with that was utterly inane and made no sense. And now alignment is back. So we have one way to look at this where they had an intent and just, as usual, went from intent to actual product. And the way they went about implementing this intent makes absolutely no sense. Why take alignment away if you brought it back? That tells me you didn't really have any actual plan. Unless you do, Wizards of the Coast. Unless you do. Unless you're fooling all of us and you're a lot smarter than we think you are, because I'm referring to Wizards of the Coast as an individual and not a large group of people. Is there some machination, some plot, some plan, some scheme, some great story? Could it involve the mysterious black obelisk, or the fact that Tasha turned out to be a bad guy all the time and everything she said was actually a lie? And why are there characters from 80s action figures and cartoons now suddenly in the game? And how are characters from other worlds now suddenly in the game, like Mordekainen? Is there some plot, some MCU level of storytelling that is gonna finally reveal itself as we go into the 50th edition, and everything you've done since 2014 and the introduction of 5th edition is gonna make sense? Or do you just throw things against the wall and whatever slides off the wall is what you do? It reminds me of that, cartoon, I think it was South Park, where they explained how Family Guy episodes were made, and they had the manatees, and the manatees would get 2 balls, and that would be the joke, like, broccoli and Mr. Rogers. And then, Peter, you'd have the joke where, this reminds me of the time I shared broccoli with Mr. Rogers. Is that it? Is there just a bunch of random ideas and decisions and implementations where you just pick them out randomly and go, alignment? No longer a thing. Drow are evil. Vampires aren't evil. And then 2 games later, you're like, alignment now is a thing. Because Warduke is chaotic evil. I don't know. It's a perplexing mystery of pandemonium. But rapidly, Witchlight, you are becoming my new second favorite D&D book just because of all the weird shit that is going on inside this book. Jackass rabbits, characters from the 80s, Tasha not being Tasha, and now alignment being back. This is going to cause nothing but more strife and arguments and chaos, and within the already incredibly toxic environment of the role-playing world, and that can only lead to even more toxicity and ugliness and stuff, or eventually it'll just all bubble up and people will realize You know what? Everything Wizards of the Coast says is stupid, and we've been arguing with each other for the past couple of years because of nothing. So let's just stop and go back to playing a game, and who cares what I think? That's what I hope to happen. More likely than not, it won't, but I hope to happen. Anyways, poof, bam, magic ons, wavy, 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 wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Alignment is back. Congratulations. I hope you're happy. Your not evil character is now evil again. That was exhausting. Alignment is back. Anyways, that's the latest news from what is rapidly becoming my new second favorite product from the current 5th edition House of Madness, Witchlight Book of Fairy Nonsense. If you appreciate this, please let me know. If you have any comments on the return of Alignment, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs. And as always, we'll do something crazy when we do hit 1,000 subs. Till next time, I am your #1 guide to all things tabletop role-playing game news, weather, and sports, the TTRPG love train. That is the OGGM. Get off my land. Alignment's back! Yes, you're evil again.